Hey, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm hiking the Current River section of the Ozark Trail in southern Missouri. Last night, I drove into the end of the trail at Peck Ranch Trailhead and met my brother there, and we left my car there and then drove to the top of the trail at Powder Mill Trailhead, and then we hiked up to this bluff and set up our tent. Yesterday, before we met up, Jeffrey scoped out this camping spot. The only problem is that the tent is on an incline, so we just ended up sliding down to the bottom of the tent. And over here is our view this morning. This is the Owl Bend part of the Current River.
So this morning's breakfast is oatmeal. We mixed up some maple and brown sugar and some apple cinnamon, and all the bugs that you can catch in your mouth.
If you didn't see my last video, I showed the method that I use to make pour-over coffee. There's a link for that right now and also at the end of the video. Right now we're at point A on the map at the bluff overlooking Owl's Bend, and then we're going to begin our hike at Powder Mill Trailhead. We're going to just probably start around point B or C and then follow the red line south along the Current River there. And then maybe after 5 or 6 miles, somewhere around Indian Creek, or maybe a little after, we'll probably camp for the first night. Then after that, we'll keep going, cross Rocky Creek, and then that goes to the next map. And on the next map, we're going to continue following the trail south until about point B. And then we're going to take that little spur trail to the left there to go check out Rocky Falls, which is supposed to be a really nice waterfall. And then we'll come back and then maybe camp for the second night somewhere around 10 or 11 or 12 miles into the hike. After that, on Sunday morning, on the third day, we will continue hiking down, and then we'll exit at point G and then follow the spur to Peck Ranch Trailhead. We just packed up camp and now we're going to hit the trail. Alright, we parked the car at the road right here, so we're going to move that to the Powder Mill campground and then we'll get on the main trail. So we parked our car at Powder Mill Trailhead, and right now we are right here, and we're going to follow this red line and cross the highway bridge across the Current River, and then this is the main trail here. Alright, so we're going to put our names down on this card. So people know that we are out here if we don't show up at the end of the trail.
This thing almost looks fake. It's like the biggest braided vine I've ever seen.
So we have stumbled upon a hog trap. Hogs are a pretty big problem in southern Missouri and Arkansas, and looks like this cage falls down whenever the tripwire in between those logs is tripped. And it looks like there's blood and corn as some sort of bait, and then you can see lots of pig tracks in here. It's hard to see on the video, I think, but yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Pigs are really social animals, so some of these traps have cameras nearby, and like a ranger can just look at his phone whenever the motion sensor sees pigs. And sometimes they'll wait for like 5 or 10 of them to group up inside one of these cages, and then he'll hit a button on his phone and it'll drop.
Well, the trail has been hiking right along next to the Current River this whole time, but this is the first time we've been able to actually get this close. It turns out a lot of people like camping here.
Glamping.
We found a nice flat spot to have lunch. I think this is a campsite, but we've only gone 3 or 4 miles, so we'll keep going a few more before we settle down for the evening.
Lunch today is American chop suey that I dehydrated. It's a year old. This is the stuff I made for our backpacking trip in Arkansas on the Silomore Creek Trail.
Playing a little bit of rummy after lunch. This is the first spot that Indian Creek crosses over the trail. It'll cross over the trail 2 more times. There's a nice little meadow here on the other side of the creek. There's an unusual gathering of butterflies. This is the second crossing that Indian Creek crosses the trail.
We found some shut-ins here on Indian Creek where the river has eroded down to bedrock and couldn't go any further, so it's made a bunch of little smooth channels.
While we've been swimming in the creek, it looks like the butterflies have been enjoying my bag. So we use the Sawyer Squeeze as our water filter. We fill up this bag from a clear, fast-moving stream like this, and then you just attach this top part to your water bottle and squeeze all the water through the filter. These smart water bottles work great for that because they have a good screw top, and also they're just good lightweight bottles that hold 1 liter of water each. You can also just let gravity do it. It works a little bit slower, but it still trickles out.
So we think we're off track. We haven't seen a blaze on a tree in forever. We followed Indian Creek for a while like we were supposed to, but instead of following that southbound portion, it appears that we headed off to the northwest. So I guess we have to backtrack. We've been climbing up this gravel road forever, and it was actually quite steep. Michael tried to free this butterfly from a spider web, but now he's got it on a leash.
Go free.
Oh no. Hopefully he gets detached from that string.
Go away. Go free. So that trail is where we came from. That was the false trail. This is the real trail, and we should have turned left here, and you can see the Ozark Trail blaze on that tree that he's pointing at. This is the 3rd crossing of Indian Creek. Well, we finally found a campsite. I think that the nearby water that we're hearing is probably Rocky Creek. It got dark pretty quick. We got the tent set up. Jeffrey got a fire going, and I got some potato soup cooked up. We're gonna probably turn in pretty early tonight so we can get a good early start for tomorrow.